Hello and welcome back to the channel. We'll be doing a reaction to the American Civil War every day. I don't know how they're going to do that, since it was seen as, I thought they'd take a very long time, but only 5-6 minutes apparently. But okay. Remember to like and subscribe and all that, and let's go on with the video. Charging from front lines, everything from summer front, the final front Sumter. So you can see Virginia instantly joins in on basically the second day. And then I think these yellow states would be the ones which joining afterwards. And you can see the flags here, the estimated deaths up there. And now you can just see almost everyone joining, or almost every Confederate joining in now, but the flag's not changing. You have to remember that American flag shows every single one, even including the Confederates. The Confederates is only the one which includes the Confederate States. You can see just some of the old names: the Indian Territory, North Carolina, West Virginia's not there yet. But it's weird to think Colorado is called Colorado Territory and so on, New Mexico Territory. North Carolina then joins in on like the 3rd, 4th day. Now these blue bits here are the gains and occupied areas that have just joined, where the USA pulls down into different areas. You can see they've taken a large chunk out of modern day West Virginia, bit out of Missouri up there, but apart from that, not much. And as you can see here, Missouri is almost completely gone. It was actually very surprising on how quickly they managed to get rid of that, going down into Arkansas and Tennessee now. And then, as you can see with Arkansas just next to it, you can see the Missouri pushing up a bit again, which everyone thought was very surprising. You can see the Confederate boats all along the area, no naval battles. And then Virginia is still being pushed into quite rapidly. Once Missouri almost completely falls, it kind of grounds to a halt, and the Confederates push into the New Mexico Territory while Virginia's taken out by a bit. So now the front in Missouri, I think, is finished. Texas is invading into the Indian Territory, meaning that will be part of the gains. And then, while they also push into the New Mexico Territory. The Missouri front being pushed back into near Kansas and Missouri again. Kentucky completely wiped from there, joining onto the other side and giving them a chance for Tennessee to be taken. Missouri trying to get their old borders back. But then Missouri just crushed by the USA. Estimated deaths are about the same. You can see that the Confederate flag has changed. The US flag hasn't. A little bit more Confederate deaths, but not majorly. And there's now been a front that was opened in the Indian Territory, which means the USA front, which has meant that they're now. Oh no, I think they were surrounded. The USA pushing up and joining the rest through the Indian Territory, which will help them to get down into the Mississippi. and almost instantly, not long after that, the Missouri is now completely USA, and Kentucky is almost. Not much happening in Virginia anymore, just mainly a standstill at the moment. Not much, really. The Arizona Territory has just been created, which is a Confederate state. And then you have them now pushing up into the New Mexico Territory again. And in Tennessee and Arkansas, the USA pushing down through the Mississippi. Well, in Tennessee, onto the Mississippi. Arkansas has just had a little divot taken out of it. And the Confederates just been pushed out of the New Mexico Territory. The Tennessee front has meant that they've gone along the rivers. And now they're going to go, and now there's a new front that has just been opened up near New Orleans, and they will travel up the Mississippi into Tennessee and meet in the middle, as you can see up in the north, as there's a small fight going on in the Arizona Territory, bringing them a lot more territory. The Arizona Territory now being part of the USA, Tennessee almost completely liberated, and the USA Virginia has been started, taking up more than West Virginia actually is. And here they've gone right along the river, and they are now pushing through Tennessee. The Confederates trying to push back into Kentucky. Probably won't happen. Kentucky almost being taken over, but then the USA pushing them back down into Tennessee again. Small chunk being taken out now out of Texas from Arizona. A few naval landings in North Carolina and Virginia, meaning on which they can then push up to Virginia and through to Tennessee, hopefully. The Confederates pushing them back around the Memphis area. But then there's been another landing in South Carolina, meaning on which they can then help more. At this point, it's virtually a standstill. You have the New Mexico Territory being rejoined again, so then that's now part of this. That's now a state of the USA. The death there is a drastic 1,500 people difference, and they're about to meet on the Mississippi, down from New Orleans up to into Mississippi. And there's been Tennessee has lost some land from the Confederates. The Confederates pushing into Tennessee here, and the USA pushing into North Carolina there. Yep, you might have seen here there was just a line of US and Confederates. There was a retreat going into New Orleans.
That is the new flag. That's where the flag comes from. The old Confederate flag was changed from circle to square with a cross with the stars representing the states. West Virginia has now become a state, and now Virginia is trying to push into here, even going into Pennsylvania and possibly going near Philadelphia. Now they've met at the Mississippi and have now pushed into Jackson, Mississippi. Tennessee is now almost completely USA. There's just this small corridor here. Now they're trying to split Virginia in half and then invade. As from the Mississippi, people are moving outwards. In the east, they're being moved away, and in central, they're trying to move across onto both sides. And now the Confederates have split the Union in half, meaning they could take on one side and then the other if they decide to do that. As you can see, Virginia is about to be captured by the Union Army. Oh, maybe not. I knew they wouldn't be. I just wanted to say that. Do you think how some of these borders of states are still there? You know, some of these states are so old, but a lot of new ones have popped up. But again, a lot of them stayed the same. The flag here has changed because they're two new states. And for the first time, the USA has more deaths than the Confederate Army. Especially as they push into Virginia. As the USA pushes in... Give me a minute. There we go, I think this is where we were. Yeah, because the USA was pushing into Georgia, meeting in South Carolina to this small colony there. We're at 4:37, not 3:37. There we go, this way is where we're at. There we go, and then they have virtually met there.
pushing up into South Carolina, where the head, I think that was where the head of the Confederate States were, in South Carolina. Richmond, actually, I think. Now, people don't talk about this adaptation of the flag, the one with the red stripe there. These orange spaces have now basically have surrendered to the USA. And quickly you can see almost everywhere, as soon as Virginia surrendered, almost everywhere did. But Texas will probably hang out for a little bit. And that is virtually the end of the war at this point. If you look at these stats, you know, you could think that the USA was actually much closer to losing than the Confederates, but it's just because the Confederates had less people, in my opinion. That's why. Anyway, that's the end of the video. So remember to like and subscribe, and yeah, and bye.